technically I did finish draft 4 in the last video, but I want to go over some details and just make sure I really like where it is, and then I'm going to add my editor onto it. Also, hi, I'm Aster. I am currently trying to publish my first novel. It is a cozy fantasy about this girl from Earth who goes to this new world. And while they go on all these quests and adventures, things keep happening, and she starts to wonder if it really was all a coincidence, or if things aren't as black and white as they had believed. But that book's finished. I finished editing draft 4 last week. My editor, she's on pause because she's moving, but she moves and she can start moving next week. She has 2 weeks to do it. Either way, I want to get this ready because I want to add her to this draft so she can really, get the idea. I want to clean up the details, pick up the loose ends, Yes, so welcome, stars. I hope you guys are ready for some more editing because mostly that is what we'll be doing. One thing I want to look over again is a scene from the very last chapter because it has a bit more of, the romance to it. And if you don't know me, then you don't know I get so embarrassed. I love romance novels. I read romance novels all the time. But reading what I wrote, I am so awkward. So I kind of edited it a bit last week. And so I just want to go read it. I want to start with that chapter. I want to start with that scene and see if it's an entire disaster or if it's all right. My editor, she'll make it so much better, but I'm so embarrassed. Was that too much? Was that too much? Or was that not enough? Or is it both? I don't know. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna die of embarrassment when she reads this. It's not even that bad. You should see the shit I read. Why is this that bad? What the fuck? I may have fixed it. I don't know. I feel like it's better, but I'm also just gonna leave it as it is. So I changed a little bit of it. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna call it a day. Not a day. We're not gonna call it a day. Relax. I changed that up. I changed a couple other things, and I added my editor onto this draft because she was still on draft 3. Draft 3 is 74.6. Draft 4 is 81.7. So there's quite a bit of change, and because that's no new scenes. That's just purely descriptive writing. So she should see this. So I sent her a quick text and then just added her onto it. My computer is dead and my laundry is done, so we are taking a break. All right, I'm back. It has been a few days. It is Thursday now. I did have a few things that came to mind that I'm yeah, I can change. I can make that better. One thing specifically I want to go and find and change because for it to work better with the whole situation story thing, I feel like it needs to change. I can't tell you what it is because that would be spoilers. First off, I felt like I should point out that my dog, okay, he was licking the bed. First off, that's what that is. But he also refused to lie on anywhere else on the bed. So he is my computer prop and he just doesn't seem to mind. Second, when I changed the setting from Earth to Sidereal, I didn't, it was always meant to be that way, but I didn't intend for some things to be so difficult because we have so many sayings that are oh, what on earth is going on? She can't say that. Nobody knows she's from Earth, except for Eli, of course. But elemental mages play a pretty big role in this novel. And so 4 main elements: wind, fire, water, earth. But it's not Earth because you're not on Earth. So I'm oh, you can't call it that. I gotta be very specific and pay attention to when I am saying Earth and when I am not. because these people, they don't think about Earth. Earth is just another planet out there. I just realized this changes so much. And it makes it so much more difficult. Okay, I have a lot to change now. Shoot. Okay, I fixed it in that chapter. But now I think there's another chapter where I need to go back and fix it as well. This chapter more specifically, but this chapter that I'm currently trying to find. Oh, yes, right here. Okay, fix that. I think that's all I needed to fix it in. It technically was already like that, but I just sprinkled in information and I just needed to change it, if that makes sense. It had to do with her magic and her type of magic. I said she had more than she actually used, so I just changed it to she only had what she used, you know? Maybe I could sprinkle in a bit of information later about somebody else's magic type, because I feel like that would be better. Okay, I think that was the main thing I wanted to fix. I'll probably read it again before I actually, like, query it. Oh my gosh, why are you so long? I mean, that's good. I was trying to scroll up through it, but it was taking forever. Currently, word count sits at 81.8K, 145 pages, but I am going to do some typography changes now. In terms of that, everything, I'm going to make it justified paragraphs and change. Originally, I was just doing space, hyphen, space for those dashes. I think I'm going to do an M dash because I think that's what publishers usually like to use because it takes up less space. And then fix the blank spaces at the end of every paragraph because I do that a lot, apparently. But yeah, just typography changes just to make it more uniform and actually look like a manuscript. Okay, now... Okay, I was going to say, the problem with this is now I don't know how to do it on Google Docs because usually I use Word. But I've had problems with Word recently. It's been annoying me. So I'm keeping it in Docs, but there's the find and replace section, which looks like this. You literally type in what you want to find and then what you want to replace it with. And I didn't know where to find it. But I'm going to use that to search up like space dash space, replace it with an M dash. Okay, so this find and replace doesn't have as many abilities as the Word one does, but Word is still pissing me off because I used it once on my phone and for some reason it decided that that was my main device now, even though I started writing stuff on my computer. So now I can't edit the document that I saved to my laptop, which means if I open a new document and start writing, I can't do that. Like, I can open a new document, but I can't write anything in it. I've tried this before because I was having this problem with a different project. A project that I entirely scrapped because I'm not writing something on my phone. I'm not writing a whole novel on my phone. This is going to be really annoying. So basically, for switching out the space dash space to just M dashes, I had to go find M dash, copy that, and then just put it into the replace with. And then with the spaces at the end of paragraphs, since it doesn't have like you can't add in a paragraph break, I'm gonna have to go in after every paragraph and manually do that. So yeah, I'll show you how this one works. So yeah, this is space dash space, and just a simple M dash, which it's literally just a longer version of a dash, you know? And I can replace this one, or I can replace all, or it can shows me where each one is, but I'm just gonna go replace all. It's gonna take a moment. There you go, and see now it says there is none of them. All of those, you shouldn't be seeing this. It's draft 1, but it doesn't really matter. No, we're on chapter 24. But it'll show you, here we are, that it switched all of them. I think I'm gonna turn on invisible characters though. By the way, this is what I mean by non-visible character. Why are you here? Why is there a space in front of this one? See, the dots there, those are spaces, and then obviously these backwards P's are paragraph breaks. But I am gonna format this properly, and I will show you guys what it looks like once it's all done. FYI, this is what it looks like when there's a space. It's hard to notice, but as you can see, I do it a lot. Funny thing I just noticed, even the paragraph breaks have italics. That's what it looks like in italic. That's what it looks like in regular. That's funny. Also, I'm getting rid of unnecessary paragraph breaks like this. So whereas there's a break in this chapter, I'm going to just insert something else. And so I want a symbol like you typically do. So I'll just do a special character, whereas I can just look down the list and find something that I would like. I might just do something circular, you know? But let's see. That, I don't really know much about that. All right, how about a star? You know, I love my stars. Sparkle. Sure, let's do a sparkle. So that would have placed it, yes, right there. Copy that and just put 3 of them and then put it in the middle. Align it in the center. And so then we know it's a paragraph break. I forgot about this actually, but notice how that's not in the center? That's because that has normal text applied to it, which normal text I have an indentation. So just for this paragraph, I'm gonna move that back. Now it's centered. Okay, also, remember how I said I wanted to get rid of these unnecessary paragraph breaks? I do still want chapter 2 to be, you know, separate so you can tell where it starts and where it ends. So I am going to, we're gonna go into format and then alliance paragraph spacing. I can just do space before, but I want a little bit more than that. So instead I am going to go into custom spacing. So that's 10. I'm probably gonna say 30. There. And then that's a significant amount where you can tell. And then highlight that, go to heading 1 and update heading 1 to match. So now, if I go say to chapter 3, it is automatically like that and I can get rid of these extra paragraph breaks. Meanwhile, for these sections just below, I don't want that to be in every paragraph because if I update normal text to match a paragraph break in the beginning of this, it's going to change that for every single paragraph. So for this one, I'm just going to manually go in and add space before paragraph to have that little bit of a break. Typically, when I was working on Word, I would have invisible characters on all the time, so I was aware of it, and so I wouldn't have to do this afterwards. Like, I would fix it in the process. When I had to switch to docs, I wasn't sure originally how to turn them on, so I just worked without them, and I got used to it. It can feel cluttered when you're first getting used to it, but work with it for a bit, your eyes will get used to it. Honestly, it helps. And okay, I'm not doing this because eventually when I get published, I'm going to have to. They're not going to like send it back being like, get rid of all your blank paragraphs, get rid of all the spaces at the end of your paragraphs. It's really just a typography side of thing, and I really enjoy typography, so it's something I've chosen to do. It just makes the typographer's job easier, because whoever goes in and is going to format your novel for the size of a book, they are going to have to do all this. Granted, they're going to be using another program such as InDesign. Do this a lot easier. Like, you can specifically choose paragraph breaks in InDesign, which I would love to be able to use again, but you have to pay for it. I'm just making their life easier so they can focus on the more important things, such as the actual design of the typography, because some typography in some books, it really annoys me. It's really not that good. Okay, I'm finally done with all the paragraph breaks. Oh my god, that was so annoying. By the way, you know how I was adding these guys in here? When you add something and set it as a heading, it pops up on here. So I probably wouldn't do that while writing. I just go and add that in as a header after, because it does annoy me when it looks like this, to be honest. if you want to see these invisible characters, you go into View, and then you go into Show Non-Printing Characters, also Control-Shift-P. And then it's the same to turn it off. Control-Shift-P is a long ways away. Control-Shift-P. And then they're gone. And then Control-Shift-P, because I do like those. They're back. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing. Where is it? Edit. Find and replace. I'm gonna find and replace all double spaces. There's 21 double spaces. Because you see there's 2 spaces when there should only be 1. I'm just gonna straight up go and replace it with just 1. Replace all. There you go. Okay, the next course of action is to, again, be using that find and replace, or just the find feature is probably what I'll be doing. It's to go in and search all the words, mostly dialogue tags, but stuff that are very common that you tend to use a lot, such as, like, he said, which I don't want to be using that a lot to begin with, so if there's more than like 5, I need to go in and change them. But then, like, laughed, yelled, stuff like that, as well as saying, like, slowly. So basically, this one's gonna take a long time to do that one, because you really gotta go in, and there's going to be a lot. I know there's going to be a lot. So I'm gonna save that for later, whether that's later today or tomorrow, I'm not sure. We're getting down to the details, so it's really annoying, but it'll look better. All right, I feel like this is gonna take a while, so I'm not even gonna bother moving from where my computer needs to be in order to charge. We're going in, trying to see if we can find the overused words and maybe substitute them for some, you know, words that mean the same thing but are less common. I'm kind of nervous for this because I feel like there's gonna be a lot. I'm just gonna do Control F, which is just to find the words, and we're gonna start with something simple. Said. Yeah, okay, that one's fine. Okay, there's 96 times that I said this in this draft, but the first line, I'm gonna keep it as that because it says, I must not have hid the look on my face that said I thought he was insane because he laughed. That's fine. If it's in a sentence like that, it's fine. I just don't want a lot of he said, she said nonsense. That's fine. A lot of it's just in sentences being like, I don't know, the situation is like, it wasn't exactly what I had expected when he said he had something to show me. Like, that's fine. But I'm gonna go over it and we'll see if there's anything I need to change. For now, my dog is growling at me because he wants on the bed. Also, my friend was like, we were talking about the new Superman movie, and she was like, the only one that's like really worth watching is Smallville. And it's a series. And when I said, I was like, I've never seen that. She's like, oh, well, we can't be friends anymore. So I'm like, well, hold on, I can still watch it. So now I have to watch it. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen again. No, I've watched the first season and the movie again because I never watched the second season. So I was watching the second season, but now I need to watch this. So my time's gonna be divided between the both of these. Okay, I shaved it down from 96 to 76. Most of it is just like inner dialogue being like, oh, he said that this happened, or that he said that this was how it was. And for a lot of it, I was changed it to, oh, he claimed this happened, or he mentioned that it was like this. Only twice did I say said as a dialogue tag. And I only remember one of them. And it was like, even as I said that, I let my fire burn out, because he can wield fire thanks to his astral. But astral is what I call magic in this world. They don't call it magic, they call it astral because they take it from the astral realm. I explain that somewhere else on this account, I promise. But I think that's good. I think that works. I think that's fine. Now, we are going to do laughed. Oh, that's actually good. That's 17. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let's do slowly. 65. Okay, we're going to go look through these ones now and see if I can figure out another way to word that. Okay, I can't remember the original number, But I shaved slowly down to 39 times in this draft. Now, what are other super common, super overused words? I think they shout much, but I'll do shouted. 13. That can stay. What about walked? 30 times. I think that's fine. Giggled? I don't really like that word to begin with. Yeah, it's in here 4 times, so. I'm gonna search up commonly overused words. Berry. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, okay. It's 185 times, but the first highlighted thing is every. Sometimes everyone, every morning. Yeah, this one was meant to be more sarcastic. It's a very convincing voice. Must not have been mine. I'll go through it, switch it, see if I can find more, but I'm gonna go back to what I searched up because that's gonna be helpful. Just the most basic words that I don't think of often. So, okay, I shrank during that. That took a while. Every doesn't feel like a word anymore. Nor does every. Actually, thanks to that, now I have to go search up everyone because, oh my god, the amount of times. Only 60 times. Only 60 times was there everyone, but I felt like every word was everyone. It doesn't look like it's spelt right now because of very spelled with an E, right? It would tell me if it wasn't spelt right. This is so weird. Let's try really, because I feel like I use the word really a lot. 90 times. Go through it, but I feel like that's also one that I'm kind of okay with. I might just be tired of doing this. It might just be why. But I think it mostly comes up in dialogue, which makes sense because I'm not going to switch out words in dialogue because people say the same words a lot. They use very in dialogue, they use really in dialogue. I want the dialogue to be realistic, so it's fine using those basic words. I'll look through some of them. I'll look through the first couple and see if they're justified. Okay, unfortunately, I'm on page 11 and I've already gotten rid of a few. I'm at 87 now, so I've gotten rid of 3. So I'll go through them all and I'll check them out just for the sake of being thorough, because that is the whole point of doing this, is to be thorough, even if it's annoying. Okay. I'm glad I did that. It was really annoying, but I am glad I did that because I brought the number from 90 down to 67. But okay, I think we're done. I think we're good. I think I'm gonna leave it off at there. Leave it into my editor's hands. It's all hers. She can do what she wishes with it, which makes me nervous, but also really excited. I mean, because of that does also mean that it is the end of this video. I hope you stars enjoyed. I don't know what's coming next week, but the shorts, those will keep up. So if you like little writing vlogs and I read you guys a segment from different work in progresses, different novels I've written, you know, that kind of stuff, those will all be in shorts. I post 3 times a day. Full videos every Sunday. I was gonna say at noon, but no, I very rarely actually get it out on time. So, Sundays. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll figure it out. We'll do something because we gotta do something in the meantime. We're done the cozy fantasy. Okay, I will see you stars next week. Bye-bye.